Let's start this whole flipping thing again, shall we?
Jesus.
All right. I am the host, Giant Deathdrop, here on this fine show called Dudes and Belts Wrestling Chatcast every Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over here on the East Coast. On the top left, we have the one that lives way the up there on the East Coast of Maine, the inventor of the Lighthouse grading system, the one and only Coastal Crusader.
What is going on, everyone? As I said earlier, I'm in the Coastal Kitchen. I'm having the basement declowned again. I don't really trust Happy and Nine to not still be down there.
Fair enough.
It's going to start getting pricey. You keep declowning the thing
That's
every
true,
month.
yeah.
I'm getting a rate of once a month, I think.
You found a Groupon.
I found a Groupon. There you go. On the top right, we have our resident masshole himself, the one and only Marky Pins.
Yo, what's up, dudes? I'm also hiding in a different place, making sure no weapons come out to play this evening and find me in my normal spot. But we here.
On the bottom, we have the one and only Sunday Night Savior, the other Jeff.
I'm here where I normally am. I'm not hiding anywhere. Hi, guys.
And guys, don't worry. This is the time of year when Triple I does his yearly thing with the whole bowling thing. So he will be showing up around 10 p.m. as always from now until the springtime. So yes, he will be on in at this point, about 45 minutes from now. And of course, we cannot forget about our special guest of the evening, which I do believe he is still here somewhere in the outskirts of Discord. There he is.
There he is.
There he is. He is the one, the only Marty the Moth, Marty Casaus. How's it going, bud?
Fantastical. How you doing?
Oh, we're doing swell after that hiccup at the beginning.
That was fun.
Oh, it's extremely entertaining.
It can
We
only
do it
go
to
up
keep
from
ourselves
there.
on our toes, you know. It's a practice, like a fire drill.
If you guys ever seen my stream, it's a mess. Like there's something like I'll at least talk to at least one time like that with the mute on. It's dumb. Streaming always is crazy.
Oh, it is. It's nuts. All right, guys. As we do with every interview on this show, we leave the dudes for the roundtable discussion for the first hour, and then we move it over to chat for you guys to ask away. And if you are a subscriber to the channel, you are more than welcome to hop into the Discord, and you can ask a question one-on-one with Marty Casaus if you so choose. If you don't, you can say your question in chat. I would also suggest, if you do decide to do that, highlight the question so that I don't miss it, so I can ask Marty everything that's in chat if possible. Other than that,
like Echo just did.
Yeah, basically.
Follow Echo.
Can confirm about Marty's stream. LOL. Go follow our boy. Echo does it right now, please. If you're here, go follow that kid.
Yeah,
he's the man.
Absolutely. And give me my match against Echo. I want my match against Echo.
Oh, yes.
Titus is
We
in
want to
chat.
see that.
Titus
Dudes
is in
about-
chat.
Dudes and
Can we
Belts
make
stream
that
match?
a Dudes and Belts stream match? Ooh.
There we go.
Make that a what?
So at RMP's Colorado Cup the night before Milestone, Titus had kind of booked us Echo versus Atiba because we both talk about them a lot here. So he booked that match for that and called it the Dudes and Belts, which is our name here, the Dudes and Belts Dream Match. So he saying that we might be able to get another Dudes and Belts Dream Match at some point, and I kind of like the idea of Marty versus Echo. Kind of would work for me.
I wanted to kick him in the face for years. So
I've been wanting to kick him in the face.
And you know
So
what?
many
We
years.
watch that.
Yes, we do.
yeah, it would be good times all around. Well, maybe not for Echo, but for us.
True.
And that's what's important.
Yeah,
That's really what's important. Screw Echo's feelings.
Echo can recover. He's good at that.
He's ninja-like.
Yeah.
He's just a humble fisherman.
Yeah.
Bendable.
Yes.
All right, let me catch up on a couple follows real quick. Dawn Vital, thank you for the follow. And Echo with 3 gifted subs for Marty, Melly, and Dawn.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Echo.
Well,
My
one of you
wife's-
guys tweet me about this show right now, so I can retweet it. I tried.
I tagged you in the
I
tweet.
think
Right
I
now?
tagged
On
you in a
Twitter?
retweet. Yes.
I think I posted the tweet about 40 minutes ago.
I should just probably check my notifications.
Kirky baby girl says Marty gets hot chilies from me. Hot
I get
green
hot
chilies.
chilies. Screw
green
that.
chilies?
You know me. I can't do spicy stuff. I'm a pansy. I'm the worst Mexican ever. I cannot do spicy stuff, man.
I am the
do
worst
it.
Mexican.
All right.
I am. I just can't handle spicy food. Like it sucks. I have to spray on my tan. It's ridiculous.
All right.
I would,
Go ahead. You got anything else?
no. Oh yeah, no. I was just gonna just say stupid shit. So I'm good. Never mind.
It's okay. We do that all the time. Please, we encourage that kind of activity.
All right, Cole. So we'll start with you, and we'll go around the table, and we will warn Marty once Triple I comes on. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Alphabet
That's the thing.
soup. Triple
Tell
I.
me what that's all about. What do I need to worry about with that?
Go ahead,
Oh,
Johnny.
normality.
Give him the triple I.
actually, you know what?
Yeah,
I'll-
can you explain Triple I?
I
What is
will-
that?
I will give it to Sunday because Sunday is.
So
Sunday
Triple
knows
I
him
is
very
our
well.
is our friend. Triple I stands for Infinite Indian Inspiration because he's an Indian gentleman, and he's made up words that like and swears and phrases that nobody else really knows what he's saying, and he's an interesting fellow. Is the best way I can put this. So he will come on, and when he gets on, he will probably be full of piss and vinegar.
You know how I would describe him? So if you take from the WWE universe Jamie Noble and mix him with Arya Davari, and that would be Triple I.
That's actually pretty good.
All right.
Wow.
It's going to
That's
devolve.
just things gonna be on the link, too.
I promise you, it'll devolve into a shit show after about 5 to 8 minutes.
Just ask
Right.
Yaden about Ron
God.
Simmons.
Not Ron Simmons. No.
Richard.
No,
Simmons.
the white,
Richard
Richard
Simmons,
Simmons.
sorry.
Richard
Yes.
Simmons. Yes.
I think he meant Ron when he said it.
No,
No,
he was the
Richard
white
Simmons.
Colors and all that
Simmons.
stuff.
God.
All right,
Anyway,
cool, so
it'll be an experience. Let's put it
Yeah.
that way.
So questions?
It'll be
questions.
Yes.
Shoot.
Is that
Yes,
what we're
we
on
should
to?
do that.
Okay. So Marty, first off, thanks for being on the show. Appreciate it. A guy with your type of, experience, as I'm looking through and I'm seeing, you were season 5 of Tough Enough, Lucha Underground. Now you're on Dark a little bit earlier this year with AEW. What is the locker room culture been like in your career? Like you've been in 3 different companies here. You went from, WWE and Tough Enough to the Lucha Underground and then to AEW. What's that journey been like? And you've seen repeat people, Lucha Underground, Brian Cage was there, and then you got to wrestle him on Dark earlier this year. So, some of the same people, but what's the differences in the cultures like?
Definitely different cultures from different places. So the WWE is a lot more professional. You're wearing suits, you're dressed up, etc. It was with the TV show being Lucha Underground. They'd pick us up from the hotel, so we weren't dressed up or nice. I was in my pajamas and a fanny pack. And in AEW, they told you to dress up business casual when you were extras there as well. So, but in the WWE, you hear stories about how you are with an extra and the situations you have being extras. They used to put you in like the corner of a wall or something, or like a side of something, so you're kind of just out of the way. And that's kind of how it is. At AEW, I was playing hacky sack with Jack Evans back there, so it was complete
awesome.
difference in that way. I go from yes sir, yes ma'am to playing hacky sack, and so there's that complete different environment. And Lucha Underground was kind of the same thing as well, because we're there for 9 hours shooting. So you're there, it's mostly guys just sit, you hurry up to get to their eat catering, and then you sit there for 6 hours before the show. And so it's guys finding crazy stuff to do. So very lax as days go as far as that, and more family fun. Just kind of the serious levels and versus the more family level of awesomeness. I've been lucky to be in some awesome locker rooms, to be honest.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, next up, Marky. Yeah.
All right. So when we found out you were going to be on the show, I went back. We all did a little research and found out about you. And I saw that. No. There's a good one. Don't bring up the bad stuff because I got my own. We all got our own little list.
yeah.
But
I always wonder what people do, like what people see when they Google my name on there. I people
found out
put some crazy stuff up there.
And people do put crazy shit about people all the time. But I found out something very interesting. You went to college and graduated with a business management degree.
Yeah, business of administration.
A business administration with almost a 4.0, man. That is like seriously impressive. How does one go from that to professional wrestling? Was my first question that I thought of when I saw that, because that's very different sides of the spectrum. Would you say happiness?
Yeah, absolutely. My quality of happiness and smiles throughout the day very much increased when I decided not to do that job anymore.
What made it go to wrestling? Was there a thing? Was there a show? Family?
I've found out you can do wrestling in Salt Lake City. So I was in finance. I was actually a stockbroker for Fidelity Investments. I used that business degree. So I was in banking for 5 years. And then I went into investments for the 10 years after that with Fidelity Investments as a stockbroker dealing with people's retirement plans. I was doing that, and it definitely took care of me. It was great money. I was like a 19, 20 years old kid. No, 18 actually. Scratch that. I was 18. And then going to college, and then I found out I could do wrestling here. I went to a WWE show. My friend handed me a flyer. He wasn't my friend then, but he became my future trainer. But he handed me a flyer, and he's like, "Yeah, come to our wrestling show." I'm like, "Wow, there's wrestling in Utah? What?" And I thought it was only the WWE. So kind of the same way I got into wrestling is how I by finding out it's a possibility to get into. Because he handed me that flyer for his independent show. As soon as I found that again, because I put it in my room and I did clean my room for 3 months. I found it again, called the guy. I'm like, "Yo, is there wrestling here in Utah for real?" And he's like, "Yeah, come on down to the ring." And as soon as I stepped in the ring, I'm like, "This would be awesome to do for forever. Why not? This would be awesome." And that was 2003. But I'm working in the business and finance while starting my training and doing college. So I was making a career in this finance, but then I was also getting off of work on Friday, driving in my car 12, 14 hours to California, wrestling a show, and then on Saturday, and then Sunday, and then driving back Sunday night to Monday, pretty much putting out of my spandex and into my gear, my suit, and then going back to work. And that was for years until 2017. So like I was making great money doing the finance stuff, but I was putting in all these miles trying to see what wrestling was all about and see what I can make in wrestling. And when I had the opportunity to go away during Lucha Underground, I stepped away, and now I'm a full-time professional wrestler. So that's kind of a long-ass answer to your question there.
No, but it's just one of those. It's not like those are two common things that kind of go together. So I was just curious what the story was from A to B, how that went, and that makes complete sense. Finding out you could do it, then doing the weekend warrior thing, and then making a career out of it, making a name for yourself.
Well, it's really my parents decided to tell me like, "Hey, go to college, get good grades, go get a awesome job, work, buy a house, and then save up money for retirement." And that was cool, and that was the plan I took. So I graduated college. I went and got what I thought was a good job, and it was a good job. It was fun, and I loved helping people with their retirement plans. But I also didn't go to bed at night like, "Oh man, I really hope I help somebody retire tomorrow." Like, "Oh man, I really like it wasn't a dream of mine." But standing there and having a million people or a crowd of people go crazy over something I do, that was something that was happening in my brain when I closed my eyes. So I go to work, and then I went to training, and you just made it happen. So, yay. That is what it is.
It's the dream right there, bro. That's the whole dream in a nutshell. Love it.
All right.
It was hard.
All right, Sunday, go ahead.
So I'm kind of going to piggyback that question a little bit that Mikey just had. It's more like what made you want to become a wrestler? Like, is there a certain wrestler you watched growing up? Was it a certain event, a certain what was it that made you fall in love with wrestling to eventually want to become a wrestler?
My grandpa used to watch it, and every time I'd come on over to my grandpa's house, he would have it on his TV, and so I'd sit down and watch it with him. And I don't know who it was, but there was a big group of people. I keep thinking NWO, but I think it was before they started. There was a group of people beating up on one guy, and it bring me back flashbacks to being bullied as a kid. When I was bullied as a kid, I saw a lot of stuff that I had to wrestle with in my head. That I thought that spot we're getting beat up by those guys reminded me of the times of getting bullied. Long story short, so that emotionally got me invested. Like, what the heck? What this guy? Why is 5 guys beating up on one dude? Why is nobody stopping him? There's 20,000 people in the freaking arena. Why is I just watching this guy getting his ass kicked? Like, jump the curtain. What the fudge? But then my grandpa told me, like, hey, it's a show and da da da. And then I actually knew I was a fan when they came to Salt Lake City. I didn't know they were in Salt Lake City, but I turned it on. And they said, hey, we're at the E Center in Salt Lake City. I'm like, wait, what? There's this traveling thing. I could go do it. And I was hooked. Just my grandpa watched it. And I was a fan of Goldberg when it first started because I was a football player. He came from the Atlanta Falcons. So I was like, okay, yeah, for football. Then then Sting came along. Holy crap, Sting was awesome. And then when WCW shut down, I turned to Shawn Michaels. And there's a definite difference in wrestling from a Goldberg match to a Shawn Michaels match.
Yes, there is.
Oh, with 110,000%. My guy.
About 12 minutes and a whole lot more wrestling moves.
Right. Especially in the heat of WCW, there's 2-minute matches, spear, jackhammer, done.
Right.
But he still was enough to get me hooked into this streak and get me hooked into, is this going to end? And get me sucked into wrestling. And then as I watched wrestling, I found Shawn. I was a very avid WCW guy, would not change the channel to WWF at all until they closed down, and then my heart broke. So that's what got me into wrestling, was my grandpa watching it, and then just being a fan since those points, seeing Sting.
Yeah.
Funny story, the first time I met Sting, I was backstage at TNA. I'm like, hi, sir, my name's Martin. He's like, hello, I'm Hulk Hogan. I'm like, you're a liar. Just turns around and walks out. I'm like, you're a liar.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. But I would say a lot of us have a similar story as how we got into becoming fans. It's like, we had a father, uncle, grandfather, whatever that we kind of watched it with, and that's kind of how it all happened. And,
right.
So it's pretty cool.
My house, it was a little different. My father hated wrestling so much. I was never allowed to watch it. And it was because it was fake. You can't watch that. And I was like, yeah, it was that. My dad was that guy. So any chance I got, I would sneak out of my house, I grew up in an apartment building. I would sneak up to my buddy's apartment and we'd go watch old WrestleManias and things on like VHSs and stuff, and got my fix that way. But yeah, you're right. It always got brought.
Dude, I like it.
It was like I got in trouble. I borrowed my buddy. I'll never forget this. I borrowed a Royal Rumble tape. One of the first Royal Rumbles, he recorded it. His father had one of those old black boxes on the cable box. So you could steal all the pay-per-view channels, and they would record them. And I borrowed one of the Royal Rumbles. I was going to watch it when my dad went to sleep or when my dad wasn't home, but he went through my room one day and found it and broke the tape in front of me. And it was just, you can't watch this. What are you, Stu? It's going to make you dumb.
Man.
I'm like, dude, it's been, and so far, like I'm 40 now, and it's one of the best things in my life. I can't imagine my life not being a wrestling fan at this point. So thanks for hating it, Dad. You're the man.
Pretty much, yeah.
My dad and I don't talk too much, so the hell with that.
All right, bring it back over to Coastal.
So you've been in the business a long time, been a lot of places. Who's your favorite person to wrestle?
Going back to what you just said, and it is September now. October is going to be 18 years that I've been in the professional wrestling business.
Wow.
You're legal. Congratulations.
Blows. I'm
You're
legal.
legal.
Oh, barely legal.
You can buy
I should put that on
scratch tickets and
posters.
cigarettes.
Ooh, that's my T-shirt. That might be a T-shirt. Thank you. That might be a T-shirt. That makes 18 years that I'm in the wrestling business, and that's literally half my life. So it blows my mind. That so much time has happened. And who's my favorite person to wrestle? Like,
Yeah. Because like recently, as people would see on YouTube, you wrestled Brian Cage, you wrestled Jungle Boy. You know, those are two different guys with a lot of different experiences there. You know, obviously, but Lucha Underground had a connection for you and Brian Cage. You know, Jungle Boy was different. He's a lot younger, but there's other guys too. You know, you said TNA and Tough Enough and all those places.
I feel like it's just so different of a story that I try to tell with people that it's like, what am I in the mood for rather than like my favorite person to wrestle is this. I do love wrestling Shane Strickland. Like, okay, we'll go back to Lucha Underground. I'm wrestling Phoenix, completely different guy to wrestle when he's bouncing around doing all these amazing death-defying things, and I just got to kick him all the way down, versus his brother, who we're going to go fisticuff and go blows. Like, very different matches, very different stories that I could tell with Pentagon versus that I could tell with Phoenix. I still love wrestling. I love wrestling both. But I think I had the most fun wrestling Kill Shot, which was Isaiah Swerve Scott in NXT right now.
Yeah.
I had a Weapons of Mass Destruction match with him, and I wish that feud was a lot longer because he was just so fun to wrestle. I don't know if I would say he's my favorite person to wrestle, but I loved wrestling him. That was one of the funnest, probably one of the funnest matches, probably if not the funnest match of my career. Was a match against Killshot.
Very cool.
But also, I don't want to say like I don't love wrestling Rey Mysterio.
Right.
Because like I've been lucky enough to do that a few times. I've been lucky enough to do that, and like I love wrestling Rey Mysterio every time I wrestle Rey Mysterio. So,
like, you're talking about wrestling.
Who's your favorite person to wrestle? Is a hard question for me. You get.
Like, you talk about wrestling Phoenix, and most of us just watched arguably the greatest tag team match I've ever seen in my life in All Out, and you've wrestled that dude. Like, that's
multiple
crazy.
Times. Multiple times. I ripped his face insane off. I have his mask in my front. I have his bloody mask in my front room right now.
Awesome.
Yeah. It didn't smell awesome when I first brought it home. Let me tell you.
No, I bet not. No, probably not.
But
it was a season 3 finale
for Thumbtack Jordan.
Dude, Thumbtack! Wow. It was after season 3 I brought it home, and I don't, for whatever reason, just left my bag just away. I didn't have to wrestle the next weekend, and so that mask just sat in there with blood and the sweat and then just in a bag. And so when I opened my bag finally, first off, my gear had been in there that I sweated in and wrestled in and bled on. That's gross. And then the bloody mask and all that. So when I opened it, it was nasty. But I put it in some air, and now it's in the front room still. But it's a hard question to answer. Back to what your question is, who my favorite wrestler is, because I love wrestling Rey Mysterio. I had some of the funnest matches I've had was with Killshot.
It's awesome. I was gonna say, with people you've wrestled, it's hard to pick.
Yeah, I've had a blessed career for sure. Definitely worked my ass off for it, but I've had a blessed career. I had sometimes I just recently got married. I had my 3-month anniversary 2 days ago.
Saw that on
Anniversary,
Twitter.
dude. Good stuff.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you. And 3 months ago, I was getting married, but before that, I'm sending out wedding invites, and I look at my phone. I'm like, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Rey Mysterio, John Morrison, like all these people that I watched when I was a kid. I'm like, man,
Just in your phone. That's
yeah. And then Chavo's like, Chavo writes me back, and then I'm just looking at my phone like, man, some good pinch me moments. No matter what I've had. If I die right now, I have some good pinch me moments.
Yeah.
Definitely a blessed life.
Oh, we got,
there's
Look
my
at Corona
dog.
commercial. You just
we
sit
got
there,
the
you're
dog
like-
emotes in chat. There you go.
Oh, see, Hill Girl knows. That's my Jasper. He's blind as hell.
he's itchy right now.
Oh, he's real itchy. Hey, buddy. He's finding a
Marky,
good
whenever
spot.
you're ready.
Yeah. No, sorry.
I'll be right back.
So what you just said kind of leads me into my next question. You said you've had a blessed
wait, where
career.
am I?
Like what?
Am I not showing anymore?
No, you are.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool. And then shut off on my screen for some reason.
No,
I'm
you're
sorry. Go ahead.
No, yeah. So you did say you've had a blessed career, like you've had a blessed life so far. Wrestling's meant a lot. So take it back a few years. So you've been grinding the road. You're getting out there. You get your face out there. You're getting noticed and things. Tell me about the first time you heard that you were going to be wrestling and were going to win a title. What did that mean? Did it make you kind of go like gooey inside that like, wow, it's my time. I'm here. I'm gonna get this done. I'm wrestling for this belt tonight. I love belts. Ever since I was a little kid, like the belts were part of the story. It wasn't just the guys wrestling for them. What is it like to become that champion for the first time? And doesn't get any different the more times you win titles.
Well, like the very, very, very first time I ever won a title was like a local. Hold on, that's my phone. Like my ringtone.
Dun, 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 dun.
There you go. The first time I ever won a belt was a local belt here in Utah, and unfortunately, I didn't know of the independent scene for the first like 5 years of my wrestling career. So like Utah, I just thought it was just us and just running this place in Utah, and that's all professional wrestling was. And then there was the guys in the WWE. I thought that was it. I didn't know there was like all these other places and go and make a name for yourself and actually get to the places where I've been lucky to be. So I literally thought I was on the top of the world because I was wrestling the guy who had trained me. And in he was one of in my eyes, the best wrestler in the freaking world. He should be on TV. Which he should actually. But for me, it was an honor. It was stressful. It was exciting. It was all right. Like all this hard work because I didn't know again that you could go out and travel and make a name on the indie scene. I was at practice 5 days a week. I've been putting in all this work. I'm gonna have that one match per month, man. Come on, brother. And putting in all this work and then having that opportunity to hold a title. I feel like a title should mean something to the person having it. That is now the poster boy, the face of a company, and there should be a responsibility attached to that as well, in my mind. I forgot what I was going to say about that, but it was an honor. Anytime you win a belt, I love belts. I actually am a big fan of the black and gold belts, like the old WCW belt. I really think the AEW belts, like that one's awesome. The Lucha Underground title has that black and gold element to it. I really liked that. So any black and gold belts look really cool. So some new NXT belts that came out look pretty cool to me as well. I don't know what were your guys' favorite belts, and you said you're a belt guy.
I am a belt guy personally, and this guy over here with the Tatum jersey on has the old Winged Eagle belt. Personally, this is the belt we grew up watching. Hogan and Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels had. To me, that's one of the most beautiful belts ever made, if not the most beautiful belt ever made. I absolutely love that title.
My top three are the white IC belt, and then the 10 pounds of gold, the NWA belt, and then the big gold belt that Johnny has behind him.
Oh, the former
The world,
the former
the World Heavyweight
NWA,
Championship.
WCW,
So the
WWE.
the
belt?
10 pounds of gold and the World Heavyweight Championship. So kind of the same. Love them both.
Yeah. That WCW belt is sexy.
Yep.
Yes.
Actually, 30 years ago, this past Friday, it debuted on WWF Primetime when Ric Flair came over.
Man.
Sorry, dorky, but yeah.
It's
Oh, that's
insane that
great.
you remember. What time of day was it? Do you remember?
No, that was nighttime. That was like 8 o'clock on USA. That's when Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby the Brain hosted
Jesus.
Primetime.
What was the
And-
weather like?
And Bobby brought him on, and they like, if you look back, they like fuzzied out the belt because they
Yeah.
couldn't show it on TV.
I know you guys give him crap, but I wish I had that stuff in the memory banks. My trainer, like the guy I was talking about, like it was an honor to win a belt from him. His name was Derek Janetti. He's what he wrestled under. He's still one of the best technical wrestlers. He did a lot in Alchi, Colorado with me. With Rocky Mountain Pro. But shit, I forgot what it was right now. I had a point to what you were going to say. What were we going to say?
You got time, don't worry.
And it's gone. And it's gone. And it's gone.
If you count to 3 and it doesn't come back, it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 a.m. You
shoot.
wake up. That's what it was.
There was, right. It was something compelling. And it was really apparently appealing. So, damn it. My bad, guys.
No, we good. We good.
Yeah, it's good.
All right, Sunday, whenever you're ready.
So I'm gonna change gears here a little bit, Marty.
Dude, I'm so pissed. It's right there.
Try not to think about it, and you'll think about it.
Well, you know what it is? No one wants to bring it up because he was defending me because you guys are calling me like a nerd for remembering all this wrestling knowledge.
Oh, thank you.
No, you
That's
started it.
it.
You called yourself a dork. We just went with it.
Actually, no, but on that note, he's a guy that could tell you, hey, in WrestleMania 12, this is the whole card. The matches were this long. Like, he knows that information and who wrestled who, how long it went, how the storyline. Oh, dude, this cool move was, bam, they had this whole spot and on Starrcade 98 or some shit like that. I wish I had that knowledge. So if you could just take
98's the
that.
one Goldberg lost when he got tased.
Jesus, see? I'm jealous. They're trying to give you shit, but I'm jealous.
And WrestleMania 12 was the boyhood dream. That was Shawn Michaels coming down off the
Well,
rafters
okay.
in the Iron Man match. See,
Yeah.
you remember those because Michaels, Goldberg, your wrestlers. See, those are the ones you pick out subconsciously.
There you go. See, I wish I had that that knowledge. I forget things. I get kicked in the face a lot.
Yeah.
You get kicked in the face a lot.
And then it helped in Lucha Underground where I just slapped my face to get psyched and try to laugh away the pain. So that was just more hits to the head caused by myself. Awesome.
All right,
Whatever
Sunday.
works. But Marty, I'm gonna change gears here a little bit. You're a
All right.
Twitch streamer yourself, so
Yep. Love it.
you play video games.
Mhm.
I check in on your stream here and there. I see you've been playing some Apex lately. How you liking? Apex is my current favorite game to play. I love battle royales. I love first-person shooters, battle royales. I've been playing Apex since day one. So
I haven't been playing with me.
but how do you like that game? How are you? How are you liking Apex now that you're kind of jumping into it?
I love it. Like, I really wish I was better at it. My chat definitely doesn't come to me to watch great Apex playing. But I think the last shooter I was good at was GoldenEye and Nintendo 64.
I
Same game.
fucking love that
Quality.
game.
See, and there's
Oh
no
my God.
strafe. There's no
Downstairs.
strafe. I always used to strafe the left and right buttons with the yellow. I always used to do that in the GoldenEye game, but you can't do that in most modern games. Like, it's and Odd Job. Odd Job was the best because everyone got pissed off.
Yeah,
I love Apex.
Mhm. You got to play flappers only mode.
Oh, slappers only. Yes.
Yeah.
I wish that was a thing you could put in every single game. Just like Apex would be hilarious with a battle royal with just people punching each other to death.
No weapons. Just melee,
No
the whole
weapons
thing.
whatsoever. The circle just gets closer and then soon you're just like,
50 people in a circle this small just beating the crap out of each other.
It would be. I would play that bunch of that. I won't lie.
Marty
Steven
would
Thorne's like
actually
he has
be
a
good
tendency
at
to
a
spring.
first-person shooter if that was the case.
If that was
puncher.
Yeah.
Marky and I might be able to compete.
I'm the worst first-person shooter player in history. So if it was just about punching people in the face, I'd probably last a minute.
Back to your question is I love it. It's finally a game that I've gotten into. That's a first-person shooter since literally probably GoldenEye. I'm a seer guy right now.
Yeah.
I used to be a Bloodhound guy because I like to know where they're at.
Yeah.
Similar style. They're like the investigative type.
Yeah.
Like, hey.
Yeah. Be them two with Crypto would be the recon guys.
Exactly. And I've been a huge fan of arenas.
Yep.
I don't know if you're an arenas fan at all.
I haven't played a ton of it, but I was playing with a couple friends of mine a few days ago, and they were playing that, so I hopped in, and I like it because I was playing Valorant before, and Valorant's a similar style. Like you have guys with abilities, you have money, purchase weapons per round type of thing. So I was kind of playing that for a little bit. And then, so it's a similar style with some differences, but yeah, it there's a lot of strategy to it that people don't take into account.
And there's no third parties.
Yeah, you don't get third party in that.
And for me, like this gives me a chance to get better at the actual fighting part.
Yeah,
like because I would spend 20 minutes gathering stuff, running, and then somebody shoot me in the back of the head. I'm like, well.
Then you wait 10 minutes to get back into the next game.
Do it all over again.
Do it all over again. So I'm actually a real big fan of arenas. Just kind of gets you into it because now I'm actually feel like I'm starting to get proficient at fighting.
Yeah,
that makes me happy, which makes me more into the game as well and invested in the game, which also is the reason why I have an 18 plus thing on my channel, because every single time I go down I yell a profanity and I never actually hit the button.
I'm the same way when I play that game. If I'm getting into it and I'm playing well, and then all of a sudden like you get somebody's your teammate goes down, like if you're playing with randoms, your teammate does something stupid and you die because of it, just swearing repeatedly.
All the swears. Exactly. And like sometimes my family comes in. See, look, my community's even stealing my swear words. So now, like, I moved my TV so now I can see the chat. Echo saying Derek. Yeah, fuckles is my
I say
swear
that all
word.
the time.
Yeah.
I love that word.
Yeah.
I love that word.
Really? Oh, I love fuckles.
Yes. Fuckles.
That's
is so
great.
good. Such a good word.
I'm going to use that. I like that.
It is
It's a profanity, but it kind of sounds cute, so you can almost get away with it in some circumstances. Like it's not all. It's like skirts the line.
What'd you say? Freckles.
really does.
I said freckles.
Fuckles. No, I love saying that. So
I'm using that.
it does. It skirts that line. You can get away with it sometimes.
All right. I guess I'll throw a question in there, and it'll be a question that's commonly asked for every interview that we have on this channel.
Ooh.
Marty, what is your Mount Rushmore of wrestling?
Mount Rushmore's 4, right?
Yes.
4 people?
Yes.
Have any of you actually gone and seen that personally? Physically?
No, I want to someday.
I do one day too.
Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
No, not yet. No.
Yeah. I'm a history guy too. I love history.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yep.
That was my major in college.
Really?
Yeah.
I like messed up history though. Like,
Oh, like the occult and like crap like that.
screwed up stuff happened in this location.
Yeah.
Like the Ted Bundy caves, and I went and stayed at a place where the Confederates got messed up and they did some horrible things there. It's called Octagon Hall in Kentucky. Like Gettysburg, stuff like where like serial killer stuff where they do their thing.
Or like going to Alcatraz and hanging out there.
Oh my gosh, that would be so fun. That'd be so good.
Yeah, I've been to Fort Sumter, which is where the first shot of the Civil War was fired in South Carolina.
Is there like a plaque or something there, or is it just a field?
I mean, There's a lot of no. It's like still like an old fort. You know,
Still there. All right, cool.
Yeah.
I went to the Alamo and I didn't actually get to go in it, but it looks really a lot smaller than I thought it was. I don't know if you guys ever been to Alamo.
I don't know.
Those things are really far away for us.
Yeah.
How many of y'all East Coasters? All of you?
New England.
Yeah.
I'm about 3 hours from the furthest point you can go east of the United States.
Most of us from Massachusetts. Brian's from Maine.
Okay, there's got to be historical stuff there. That's where all the historical stuff
there's
is.
plenty of stuff there.
Yeah.
You can go through downtown Boston and pretty much
Freedom
see
Trail.
there's all kinds of Revolutionary War stuff all over the place.
Yeah. Well,
just turn on Pokemon Go and you walk around Boston and all the little pictures, they tell you everything you need to know.
I wish I got into that game. Well, maybe not, because I have stuff to do. I have stuff to do, but it seems fun. It seems like it'd get me out doing more stuff, which I actually really liked. Where actually people are out moving. I feel like because I love Twitch streaming so much, I sit down a lot, and because I worked in finance for so long, sitting down for 8 to 10 hours a day was all I did. So I got used to it. I could do this. This is no problem for me. But like my girl is like, I don't know how you do it. It hurts your back to sit like that. You're sitting on here just chilling on a computer all day. Granted, you're playing video games, but you're sitting here all freaking day.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I worked IT for a long time. So yeah, 8 hours is nothing to sit there and type and look at a screen, but it wears on you after a while, honestly.
It does. Especially when I herniated my disc a couple years ago. So like it was my L4, my L5. It was just super uncomfortable to sit down on anything. Mm-hmm. So sitting and streaming, but I couldn't wrestle. So sitting and streaming was what got me through mentally a lot of stuff. But sitting for so long with a herniated disc, with just that best pressure on there, makes life a lot longer. Like makes it painful.
Mm-hmm.
You look like Did you herniate something?
I have. I played Division I football at University of Maine for a year and a half. And I have L4 and L5 issues. In my back
exact ones. You got sciatica?
Oh, yeah, all the time, dude. My right leg goes numb when I stand too long. It sucks.
Right leg.
And don't even talk about putting your wallet in your back pocket when you drive. Yeah, right. That's funny. Haven't done that since college.
That shit gave me sciatica for a long time, dude. On my back, the whole right leg, everything was. I stopped my wallet in my pocket when I sit down, and it went away. Everything like adjusted itself within a few months. I was very lucky. It was debilitating.
Oof.
I help my Cairo get his Christmas bonus every year with my once a week visit.
Why are you charitable?
I know, right?
I'm just reading your chat here. So, Marty, you're going to Shocktober, which I am. I'm going to go to Rocky Mountain Pros Shocktober. In October, I believe it is. It's in my schedule. I don't know. And wrestling, Ring of Honor's Sledge. Another man I enjoy kicking in the face. As we were talking about kicking Echo in the face. Still want to make that happen, Echo. Would you like to have a match versus Sledge? Loser eats hot chili. No, I don't want to eat hot chili. I'm not going to lose, but he likes chili. So give him all the chili you want. That's like a bonus for consolation prize to losing to me.
Give him the Skyline chili in Cincinnati. Just bring it over.
Oh yeah, the gang girl's gonna be there. Thorne, are you going to Shocktober? Are you guys aren't going to Shocktober, right? You guys are chilling on the East Coast.
Couple of these guys are.
No. Yep. I'll be there to go and watch it. We had a blast when we went out there in June, and Johnny's going to be heading out that way too. So we're going to be heading out there and leaving the East Coast for a few days.
There we go. I like the East Coast. I'm going to be out there in New Hampshire in like 2 weeks.
Really?
Oh, very cool.
Where at?
Do you know where in New Hampshire?
I don't know. They haven't booked my ticket yet. So they're going to book it tonight.
A signing or a match or seeing some family. If you're seeing family, we won't bother you. But if you're coming for a match, I just want to know where it's going to be so I can buy my ticket.
I
think Marty
have an
forgot the question.
NDA that I can't say what I'm doing.
Okay.
Very
But
good.
it's good
All
stuff.
right,
It's
cool.
very good stuff. I don't have the time to meet, unfortunately, but I will be in New Hampshire. There is good stuff coming, and the time during that time, it'll probably come out what's happening. So I just can't say it until I can.
So
But I'll be on the East Coast. I'm excited to see you
cool.
guys for Shocktober. You're gonna say hi to me, right?
yes,
Or you're just gonna
Yes.
kind of kayfabe me. You're just gonna know what it is. Just,
That guy again.
that guy
is that-
again. Oh my
is that
gosh.
guy? That's the guy we muted at the beginning of the podcast. Just don't look. Just don't look.
All right. I think with all the talking, I think we forgot the question.
Oh, what was
Yeah, the
question?
Mount Rushmore.
The Mount Rushmore. Shit.
Oh shit! I was stalling for time so I could think about it. Then we got wrapped in the conversation. Didn't think about it.
It was good conversation.
It was. I have to go with The Rock there. The Rock has to be on there. The Rock has to be on there. I didn't. Wrestling wouldn't be with what it is without Hulk Hogan.
Yep.
So I have to throw him on there. Wrestling wouldn't be that way. And kind of the same thing with the Rock as well, moving from transitioning to the movies. He's kind of making wrestling more mainstream. Now John Cena's in Suicide Squad, killing it there. I watched another show with John Cena called The Vacation Friends or something.
I heard about that.
Watch it. Go watch it like 19 times because it's freaking hilarious. But I feel like both Hogan and The Rock helped make wrestling more into the mainstream world. Hey, it's not just wrestling fans seeing this anymore. Now it's like, oh, wrestlers doing TV shows and stuff. So there's two. I need two more. Shoot. I've never been asked this question, to be honest. I never actually thought about it. I feel like Stone Cold or Shawn Michaels should be on there. I'm biased towards Shawn Michaels, but that's
But
just
your
because I like him the
personal-
best.
Yeah. Your personal Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. Ooh, Evil Genius Titus says Cena, Hogan, Andre, Austin.
That's his.
See, and here's the crappy thing is like Hogan's definitely there, but Batman's only as good as the Joker is bad. So you had to have the guy to play off of to make a Hulk Hogan. Andre was that. Cena is probably the next guy on there. All right, I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna put. I don't want to. Yeah, I'm gonna put Cena on there. I'm gonna put Cena on there.
And then Thorn the Viking is saying
That's not a bad
Dusty
choice.
Rhodes, HBK.
See, there's so many people that have done stuff in the wrestling world that it wouldn't be what wrestling is today without them. But I just don't like them as much.
I mean, there's Flair, there's Sting. All those guys can have arguments.
There's
100%.
Taker. There's
Right.
100%.
Right?
Jericho.
Stone Cold, Jericho.
They need to put more faces on Mount Rushmore and make this
Yeah,
question
Bret
easier.
Hart.
They really do.
I've got a chisel.
I know. Let's get out there.
The
I got a
Rocky
car. We'll do a road
Mountains
trip.
just become wrestling land. It's just like faces of wrestlers.
Wait,
all
you
along
sell
the
cars.
route.
Get a new
Thank
car.
you for the
Come
bits,
pick me
Nine.
up. We'll go chisel like two more faces out there. We'll chisel Hogan's face and somebody else's face on it.
On the real Mount Rushmore, that would be great.
Just
We'd get arrested in 3.5 seconds.
turn Teddy Roosevelt into Ric Flair.
Type woo in the mountain.
Right? You have to. You'd have to. The thought box.
All right, so
shit.
I'm gonna go with. All right, who I said? I said Austin, right?
Yeah.
No,
Well,
I
you
said
said The
Austin.
Rock first.
I said The Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hogan.
I said Hogan.
And he
Yep.
said Cena.
Then I said Cena. He led it into the. I'm just gonna. Ooh, Rick, I'm gonna do Chris Jericho. I'm gonna do Jericho's because he's been there. He's reinvented himself so many freaking times.
Jericho
that I
was
watched on
fine.
the WCW with the lion tamer, the long hair. I watched him there. Then you saw him at Y2J. Now you see him like he's got to be up there. He's got to be up there, to be honest. So I'm gonna go with Chris Jericho.
Agree.
Yeah, we did
Totally
ours
agree
a
with
while
Jericho.
back, and Jericho was on mine because he's 30 years in, he's still like ruling what he does. At the time, he was champion, and he comes out to his own music sung by himself on his
sung by the crowd most of the time.
Sung by the crowd. How cool of a feeling I have to feel for Chris Jericho every single time.
Yeah.
And then so like when he does his concerts, he just has to start it and then just let them do the whole concert. Like,
That's true.
There you go.
Basically.
He drinks
Sing
the
my
beer.
song.
Yeah, thank you.
Right? That has to be the coolest feeling ever.
And this was the
And
guy
not
that
to
had
mention-
the. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, this is the guy that had the ponytail and the dot matrix big line of paper, and he was like arm bar, whole three, arm bar, reverse arm bar.
All right, Coastal.
And what's cool about this is every single one of those people that I've not met Hogan, but every one of those other people on that Mount Rushmore have been some of the coolest and nicest guys ever. You always hear like "don't meet your heroes" and stuff like that, but like those, like Austin was one of the coolest guys ever. He gave me his number, and I felt like after Tough Enough, and I felt like he actually wanted the Tough Enough squad to make wrestling better. He cared about wrestling. Most down to earth guy ever. The Rock remembered all of our names during Tough Enough, and you've seen The Rock be The Rock. How he could be the next president if he wanted to, probably. Just saying. Like the cool thing is these guys that we put on this Mount Rushmore have been really cool dudes, and it's good to see when people have success like that to also still keep it real. That's my thought.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys have
Amazing to
been
hear
any
you
wrestlers that have been jerks.
Who was a jerk? So back in the day, the guys were in Boston. I was young. I was like 13, 14. And they used to all stay at this Holiday Inn right on the waterfront in East Boston. And we went down and met them. And one of the guys, I didn't recognize him, but he was just a dink.
I know somebody.
And I remember it turned me off a little bit.
I never went to check him out, but some of our buddies used to go see him, and somebody said that he said like they saw him going into the gym or whatever, and Dean Malenko was a prick. Said it like everybody else was stopping, signing autographs. Dean Malenko, headphones on, let's go.
So this is probably 97. Was it NW? It was NWO Wolfpack, and we were in Bangor. So I was 12. And I waited outside, and Paul White came out. He was the Giant at that time, and of course, this was back like pre, like you don't break kayfabe. So I was like, Giant, what's good? And he gave me the finger, and I was 12. Of course, when I was 12, I was like 5'6" and 250, so I was like a full-grown adult. So he legit probably thought he was flipping off a full-grown adult, but 12-year-old me was like, "Aw, he gave me the finger."
Thank you for the 200
now
bits,
MJF makes a
girl.
living off of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Smartest man in wrestling right now.
Just all the heat. He wants all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Every bit of it.
Well, okay. So I did Tough Enough with Steve Austin. Right after that, Steve Austin told me one of the big things is you're never going to see the top 50 moves of Stone Cold Steve Austin because he didn't do 50 moves.
Yeah.
People were so invested in him swigging beers, doing this and stomping a mud hole and hitting a stunner. They didn't need more than stomping a mud hole and a stunner.
Just play the hits.
Just play the hits. They're so invested in, and they just can't wait till they're like, just tease it, and they all pop. Just tease the bird. Just tease the bird.
Yeah.
When is he gonna flip them off? And they go nuts for that. So MJF right now, you're not seeing him have wrestling every single week. You see him flapping his gums, wanting people to kick his ass. He's the smartest man in the business right now. And he is, when he does wrestle, he's really freaking good.
Yeah.
I would love my match against MJF.
But people want to tune in to see him get his ass kicked.
Exactly.
Yep.
He was a
Okay,
champion
so-
up there in Maine at Limitless.
He's doing exactly what Austin told me that you should be doing, is get people invested in a character so much that you don't need to hit all these moves like some people do. MJF is the top on the world right now. Keep going, dude.
We got one from Titus. People always yell Cena and his 6 moves of doom, but forget Austin and Rock didn't do that much either.
Facts.
Yeah.
Rock was spinebuster, people's elbow, rock bottom,
Sharpshooter.
sharpshooter,
Float over
DDT.
DDT.
Oh,
He
and
spit
the
in the
Mr.
hand.
Perfect kicks. The Mr. Perfect kicks when you were on the ground.
Yeah.
Kicks and punches that were a signature that you remembered them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He made a punch look cooler than anybody else made a punch look. So everybody emulated the Rock's punches. When I was in school as a kid, and it would have fake fighting at recess, everybody made it look like the Rock's punches. Everybody's doing that thing. Nobody's punching like that. Everybody did the Rock punches, and he made a punch. He got a punch over. Like that's
Right.
He got an eyebrow over.
right.
Yeah,
I
seriously.
said that's why I have this wrinkle right here, is because of the Rock and the eyebrow over. I
And
do
the
this
tribal
all
tattoo
the
is,
time.
is Bill Goldberg.
I almost did it. I almost did
There's
the
a kid in
whole
my school
tribal
that did
tattoo.
He did the actual Goldberg, the real
Oh.
tribal.
All right, I will do one in chat before we move back over the coastal. Who do you want to have a match versus at Shocktober? Echo versus Sledge versus Marty.
I think he would say
Echo
yes to
versus
that.
Edge versus Marty. It sounds like my answer is yes.
Yes.
It sounds like Echo's going to be doing a few bumps in that match.
All of the bumps, not a few.
All of them. He's carrying
he's
along
already
all
said-
of that.
He's
We're
already
just gonna
said that
throw
those are
him
the-
back and forth between me and Sledge for a while.
Play catch.
He's
Like
already
I
said
said, he's
those are
Gumby. He
two of
just keeps coming back.
two of his favorite
And-
people to kick in the face. So you guys could just, Echo's a good fan of the channel here, but like you and Sledge on one side kicking it back and forth, I'm not going to stop you.
Not to
You hear
gimmick
this, Echo?
infringe, but it's super kick party.
Wow. Do you hear this, Echo? This whole podcast right now is putting a hit on you. Telling me literal stuff to do. They're putting a hit on you right now.
No, we're just giving him another opportunity for a Dudes and Belts stream match. That's all.
Yeah.
The
Oh! Isn't Echo the Twitch champion too?
Correct.
He is, yes.
Yes. You know something about that belt? You know a little something about
Yes,
that
you
belt?
do.
I had to relinquish it because my back was messed up. I technically did I lose it?
You
I
lost it at
technically
Milestone,
gave
I
it
think.
away. I did?
I think
Yes.
so.
Didn't I
Milestone
relinquish
10?
it first time? I lost it the second time. I think I
Did you lose your
Yeah,
smile?
you relinquished it the first time, yeah.
Boom! See, I relinquished it the first time, so technically that's still my belt. You can go ahead and ship it to my PO box. Echo.
Oh my god. All right, Coastal, go right
Yeah,
ahead. Whenever
Your
you're
first
ready.
ever.
Oh, so we all are fans, obviously. You get to do this all the time, so you have a different view of it. But we all have our favorite matches. What is your favorite all-time wrestling match to watch?
Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, round 1, WrestleMania.
WrestleMania 25.
That's a great pick.
See, I don't even have to mention which WrestleMania it is. Y'all know.
Yeah.
Nope,
We got
the
it.
heaven
Don't
and
worry.
hell.
Yeah.
Heaven and hell match. It was beautiful.
Marty Elias was the referee. He will remind you of that every time you talk to him.
It's the greatest thing he's ever done in wrestling.
It's like, yeah,
I mean,
Marty
it's
Elias,
one of
that
the greatest
referee?
matches
Oh, yeah.
of all time. So, like,
Mhm.
I'd be pretty proud of that too.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right.
Not to mention to hearing the pop, just with 80,000 people in a ring in a wrestling arena at the same time. WrestleMania weekend is something else because wrestling fans take over an entire city. I don't know if you guys have ever been to WrestleMania, but like they just
Bucket list.
It was here in Boston in '98, and there was a gigantic thing down in the middle of Boston, this area they call Faneuil Hall. They had the whole fan access and everything. The ring was up all week. It was a giant party.
Dude, that was the Attitude Era launching point WrestleMania. Like, you guys don't know how lucky you were. You were Austin, Michaels, DX, Mike Tyson.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember being that Faneuil Hall, the ring set up, DX in the ring. Yeah,
that's when Shawn Michaels got hit in the head with a battery and left.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I was there.
I didn't do it. I was there. I swear to God, I didn't do it.
I did
not throw that battery.
You totally did it.
No,
Hey, and leading up to that WrestleMania, they had a thing where Stone Cold Steve Austin arm wrestled Vince McMahon at there was a Cambridge Side Galleria Mall where there was like a little river type thing in the back, and they were on like just a platform boat, and they arm wrestled on the platform, and then Austin tossed Vince into the water.
Did he throw the belt in there too? Was that Boston?
No, that was
that's New Hampshire.
Yeah,
that was in New Hampshire. He threw the IC belt off a bridge in New Hampshire because they had one of the Raws. I think it was the Raw where DX played strip poker, and they had the Michaels and Triple H match for the European belt. I think that was in Portland, Maine, at the Cumberland County Civic Center.
That was a great match, by the way.
Yes, it was. It was. The selling was amazing.
All right.
Almost as good as Shawn Michaels selling for Hulk Hogan.
Yes.
Supercell Sundays.
Marky, whenever you're ready.
The WrestleBotch. You guys follow that on Instagram? WrestleBotch at all? Oh, I love that.
I just
when they do Supercells.
Yeah.
I don't know. They think they call it like Supercell Sunday or something like that, and they always just have somebody. Oh my gosh, it's the best when somebody oversells, and it just like it looks crazy enough. You're like that could be real, but also freaking hilarious. You sell like a cartoon. I watched a lot of cartoons when I was a kid, so that's how I sell everything.
The Rock just talked about it when he talks about how every time he would take a stunner from Austin, he would try and sell it bigger and bigger and bigger.
He did. Through the years, it was noticeable. He'd bounce off the ropes a little bit more, or he'd handspring himself a little higher.
I just saw on WrestleBotch, I think it was Supercell Sunday, and Triple H took a stunner, bopped up, and then went over the rope backwards and fell outside of the ring. And like that'd be fun.
Right.
If you had herniated L4 and L5, doing a stunner doesn't sound fun, but taking one sounds fun. Mm-hmm. That sounds weird, considering that's an offensive move being done to you. But it sounds fun compared to actually just jumping down and actually doing the move myself. Because the L4, L5, that doesn't feel good. Those leg drops, man.
Yeah, things that aren't fun with L4, L5. Sitting down aggressively, which is basically 30%, 40% of wrestling.
Leg drops.
Yeah.
All right, Marky, whenever you're ready, buddy.
All right, so this question's been going around in my mind for a little bit of a while.
Kinky.
Coastal had Albuquerque Baby Girl just said, "Okay, I'll give you a stunner then, Marty."
Oh,
there's a stunner incoming, apparently.
There's a stunner coming. There ain't nothing coming. You talk your smack, Hill Girl. You talk your smack. Show up to Shocktober. We'll make it true.
So Coastal Crusader up there had already spoken about the different cultures, like in the locker rooms and stuff, amongst like AEW and some WWE and some of the American wrestling companies. What's it like to work in Mexico?
I love working in Mexico. Mexico is one of my fun. I think probably my favorite place to work. Mexico City is probably my favorite place to work. The fans, like, I remember I wrestled a lot of Mexico when I working with AAA, and they would wait after the show and like surround the bus. So you had to like push through the fans to get to the bus to get to the airport. And that was super cool. Like they were, and not to mention just the fact that you could walk down a main street of a town and see wrestling on, where in America it's mostly football. You'll see basketball, but you usually don't see wrestling. Like in Mexico, wrestling is Mexico. Like they're everywhere. And then I'm seeing Blue Demon mask everywhere, and I'm like, I'm wrestling Blue Demon today. Cool, this is exciting. Like wrestling in Mexico is, I think that's my favorite place to work ever, by far.
I've seen videos, heard rumors about how the wrestling culture down there is just amazing. Like, we love our wrestling here, but it's very different. Like, it's on a different level of like, holy shit. Is it that hype? Like, everywhere you go, whenever there's a show, like the place is full and people just going crazy?
In Mexico. Now, granted, I was wrestling for AAA when I was there. But there was at least, even if we're in a smaller town, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 people there. And they're all going ecstatic. So it's great. And then they stay after. If you piss them off, which that's usually my job when I'm in a wrestling ring, is to piss people off, be honest. They'll throw stuff at you. They get into it. I remember one time in Mexico, I can't remember what the heck we did.
Oh, and thank you for
But we had to wait.
bits.
They're like, no, the people out there are really angry at you, so we have to chill here for a second. And I remember, oh, yes, it was because I came out. It was right after Trump got elected. It was right after Trump got elected. He was talking about the wall. So I'm going right into Mexico, and we were like, I think it was Juarez, Mexico, like right across from the border. So this is a sensitive subject for a lot of people, but especially for those people living in that region right there. I come out with an American flag saying how much I love Trump and America, America. I flipped off a lot of people and said some things. I did my job. I got some hate. I did my job.
You got some heat. That's what you were.
Besides the cheap heat of coming out with a flag.
Yeah.
But I actually ended up getting a scar here. La Parca.
Oh shit.
Did a Mexican flag, and I saw John Morrison. He was wrestling. I don't remember what the heck he was wrestling as, but John Morrison went like this and like revved up like a bull, and we're outside of the ring and went, and La Parca went like that. He fell over. I'm like, that looks fun, because what is life when you're pretending like you're a bull in front of thousands of people? So I'm like, this is cool. So I'm like, oh. Yeah, so the Parker looks at me, and I go like this. And he's like, oh, come on, mother trucker. And so I go run at him. He goes, and there's a fence, and I hit it. And
oh, shit.
And it ripped my nose apart. So, like, and it's on YouTube somewhere. But it rips my nose apart, and it's bleeding everywhere. But I'm the bad guys. So I just told all these people to go screw themselves. That we go and finish the match. And then, like, we should probably get you to the doctor. So I'm like, it's probably a doctor that was in this very arena, probably, that I flipped off. I don't want to, like, hey, boom, flip off, blah, blah, crack, ow, snap. Here's a needle. Here's my face. Go.
Yeah.
Like, that's a little bit worrisome in Juarez, Mexico right now.
We're going to inject you with this. No, you're not.
You're not going to get very good primary care right after that guy, I promise you.
I just had a crazy moment in my brain because I'm talking to a guy that wrestled the dude I used to pick in WCW NWO Revenge to play as La Parca. And this dude wrestled him.
Come down. Yeah, playing the chair.
Playing the chair, yeah.
Yeah, I wrestled La Parca a few times. So he's multiple ones, because there's La Parca in AAA. There's La Parca now, who was LA Park, but now that La Parca has passed away, unfortunately. Rest in peace, Chewy. There's only one now. And that was the one in WCW. That's the one that's still with us. But I wrestled them both. They're both great dudes. I had a lot more experience with the one from AAA. So, good dude. Yeah, I popped for him when I saw him with the chair. I wrestled him in Utah, and when he came out with the chair, and I'm like, I'm gonna fight this guy now. But there's that that nostalgia. I saw you on WCW doing that, because that's what he did. That was his entrance on WCW Revenge.
Yeah,
was the chair thing. So,
I played it last week. Yeah.
Yes, I still have it. Still the best game. I hope there's a bunch of new wrestling games coming out in the next like year and a half, 2 years. Which I'm excited about because it feels like it's been WWE only for the past several years. Now there's going to be like 5 wrestling games coming out in the next 2 years that are all so different. I hope one of them is like No Mercy because that was still the best. No Mercy and Revenge was still the best wrestling games of all time, I think.
The AEW game is the AKI or the AKAI, that company. It's that engine. It's the same N64 engine they're using for the AEW game.
Oh, that's sexy.
Yeah. And Aubrey, Ref Aubrey, was a video game developer. So she's working on it too. Yeah, she worked in the video game industry.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited for that one.
And GM mode's back in 2K22 or 23, whatever they're calling it. So that's exciting.
There's a few things. I know there's a few streamers here. Yeah.
Definitely a lot of video gamers.
Is there? What about e-fedders?
I would love to do an e-fed. I would love to get into because that's what I do in Universe. Like I love fantasy booking, so like that's all I do in Universe. I don't play it to play it. Like I just grab the Universe and okay, what am I gonna do?
E-feds, yeah, it's exciting because it's kind of like there's so many e-feds right now on Twitch, and that brings a big audience of wrestling to the to the wrestling category, and with so many games coming out now, it's gonna be quite curious to see which one uses which, what kind of creative stuff happens when these new games come out and they create their own organizations to do e-feds on Twitch. So I'm hoping that wrestling on Twitch grows like crazy when all these games come out.
Yeah.
I'm hoping. And by the way, if we don't play with Apex with you soon, I will go down to Boston, slap that ass.
Which one are you talking to?
Well, John. Oh, let's see. Hold on, I'm trying to see the name. Sunday Night Savior said he was an Apex player. None of you guys said you guys had played anything else. None of you guys invited me to a game. He didn't invite me to a game, so I invited myself to his game.
All right.
What other games do you guys play?
I'm pretty much a 2-game guy. I play a lot of Pokemon Go and I play a lot of Minecraft. I'm still like 14 in my head. I don't play. I suck at the shooters. I don't play those games.
I play some shooters like by myself, but I don't play those online. But like I play single player games. Like I play JRPGs like Persona 5 and Final Fantasy and that stuff. Like I just played. It's spooky season. It's getting to be the fall, so I started playing Resident Evil games. I just finished Resident Evil 2 remake.
Sweet. I'm a big fan of Dead by Daylight. If you guys all heard of Dead by Daylight,
Yeah.
I've heard of it.
I've heard
so long.
the new one because there was Dying Light or no, what was it? The Left 4 Dead. So now there's the new
Back
one
for
too.
Blood.
Back for Blood, yeah.
I'm gonna play the hell out of that in October. Hey, Yaden, since I know you're in the chat, since you can't finish Broforce and you decided to do Mercury Mondays with Sledge instead of your old friend Marty, you should play Black for Blood with me in October because it's going to come out and I'm going to play a lot of Dead by Daylight and Back for Blood.
Oh,
so
but Yaden's not a first-person shooter guy.
You know,
He's like me. He's an old school retro Nintendo guy.
I know Johnny and I will be playing a lot of Diablo 2 Resurrected.
Ooh.
That's coming out, what, 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
My chat is awesome in my community. I'm super like we were talking about my wrestling career. I have a definite blessed wrestling career, but also my streaming career community has been awesome. One of them bought me a virtual reality set, and then they bought me the new PlayStation 5 Marvel's Spider-Man game, which comes with the old Spider-Man game, which was the first game I ever streamed. So, like, I'm excited I like those Batman Arkham. I don't know if it's RPGs. Yeah. Is it called RPGs? Like Batman Arkham series?
I'd call them a Metroidvania.
Metroidvania is what you would call that type of game?
Metroidvania, like it's kind of like Metroid Castlevania because you get abilities, but you can backtrack and go to different places once you get those abilities to unlock new places.
Like the Batman Arkham series, Assassin's Creed, Spider-Man games, like where you get to get immersed into this open world like that. Maybe even a little like Grand Theft Auto, but I feel like there's a big difference between Grand Theft Auto and Batman Arkham Knight.
Yeah,
but the same kind of task, open world.
But yeah, like, that first open world Spider-Man game was Spider-Man 2 on PS2. Like that was I was deep into that one. That one was just cool.
I 100'd that just so I can get him in his underwear.
Yeah,
just because I can imagine swinging around in New York and being in your underwear and like landing on the ground hard and rolling. Like that's like scrape up your knees. So I was curious if you'd like.
Oh yeah, there's road rash happening.
There's got to be road rash coming. There's like some. I definitely splatted him a few times against some walls. So
I do that with a new one.
Dude, but the Spider-Man games are so good and the graphics are so good. I could just have fun just swinging through this New York City, just swinging, just having fun. Games are so in-depth now. It's amazing. I'm excited, honestly, more for virtual reality. I don't know if you guys have tried virtual reality.
No.
Not quite yet. My kid's been asking me a lot about it, trying to get me to buy an Oculus for him.
I got to play Half-Life Alyx at one of my buddy's house. And that was a lot of fun.
Maybe if they bring Leisure Suit Larry to VR, I might get one.
You can play Pokemon Go in VR. You could pretend you're Ash Ketchum.
Sure.
I can play it in AR. Like your phone goes to like the real world behind it, and then you get. But that sucks. I don't like doing it.
Yeah, and we
I'm
need
still
to get
waiting
you
for Leisure Suit Larry.
into some Warzone action.
I'm waiting for VR wrestling. Like you get like the new wrestling game comes out VR, and you like lock up with someone.
Yeah, you're locking up with Stone Cold.
Yeah.
That would be super cool. I mean, you definitely need to take something just in case that's people get some motion sickness for sure.
Yeah,
Oh.
Even just a body slam, you're just like you go upside down, then you look up, then you go back down. That would be a heck of a trip on VR.
Right, Marky?
Yeah. I was getting power slam, Marky.
I've actually really wanted to do a YouTube video and me and Sammy were going to do it, of a VR. Like I was going to have a thing here. It was going to be me wrestling Sammy, and like we do this little pick your own adventure wrestling match, and depending on what you pick between like put your foot up or roll out of the way is a different scenario that ends up to being a wrestling match on YouTube. That's VR or like point of view. Yeah. I thought that would have been super cool. That just seems like right now it's a lot of work to do and a lot of editing, a lot of thinking. So
for sure,
that's something that's going to be happening on my YouTube channel. Just letting you know, that'd be fun. I think that'll be fun perspective for people to see.
Yeah.
What people see when they get body slammed without actually the feeling of getting body slammed.
Maybe you should have done that, Marky, instead of actually.
Yeah, that might have been a better option for us, Mark, than getting thrown over the top rope for me and you getting body slammed by Damon.
I can absolutely confirm that getting power slammed onto a ring changes your perspective of the world you were looking at before you got lifted up. Can confirm.
Then Bodie does that to you too when you see him. Just seeing him changes your perspective of the world.
for some people.
Facts. I love me some Sin. Yeah. Oh, this is a good question because I'm reading your chat too. Sorry for like I don't know what like the format is of this, so I'm just kind of like doing whatever the hell I feel like.
You're our guest.
We're actually kind of waiting for Triple I to show up. I know that he's running late, and we got a text earlier that he was going to be running a little bit of I think he said he was running into traffic or like a machine broke down or something like that.
His camel had to stop to eat.
So, he said the bowling machine broke down where he was bowling, so he'll be here in a little while.
It's actually okay to start asking questions in chat, so because I don't think anybody else had any questions unless I missed somebody.
Actually, Thorn placed a good question. I'm curious on your guys' thoughts on it because I haven't seen anything about it except for that it exists. What are your thoughts on the New Day and Undertaker interactive horror movie coming to Netflix?
I hadn't heard a thing about it.
What? I didn't know anything about that.
Guys, This
Sounds amazing.
amazeballs.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
Xavier Woods is awesome, so I know it'll be good. And yeah,
Oh, speaking of Triple I,
Speaking of Triple I,
I
Is he
say
here?
less than 2 minutes later, he shows up.
you said his name too many times, dude.
you said it 3
Say it
times.
It's
three
just
times.
like Beetlejuice. There you go.
So I guess if that's a Candyman thing, right? You say it 3 times, he'll show up.
Yeah. Well, there he is.
What's
All
up,
right,
dude?
We're off the stream now. We're good. Good stream. Oh,
Yeah, good stream, guys.
All right, thanks for having me on, guys. Appreciate it.
Cool. I'm gonna go make a drink. Bye.
Laters.
I did my job right. Glad it was a good stream. You're all welcome. Damn straight.
We told him. We warned him ahead of time,
All right,
and he
Triple
heeded the
I.
warning.
Yeah, he did. All right,
He
Triple
heeded the
I.
warning.
Give us. I know that this is the first time in a while that we've given you the opportunity to do your own intro. So, Triple I, before we continue with this fantastic interview that we're having, please indulge us with your. What the hell are you doing?
I'm setting up shop right here. Give me a second. There you go. Okay.
With a massager? What?
I'm propping up my cell phone.
Oh, okay.
I have a massager though.
Yeah,
those
there it
things
is.
are
Oh!
awesome.
Oh yes! We're massage buddies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should have stayed over at the other spot.
Yes, that's right. What kind's yours? Oh, what touch? I know this is on.
Oh,
touch.
they're comparing. We have
Yeah.
a guy that has wrestled Laparca on the show, and he's comparing massages with him.
Because I wrestled Laparca. I need this to recover my body from wrestling Laparca.
Yeah, from getting hit by a chair.
It's true. Laparca's the only guy. Laparca's the only guy that I thought would ever work. That would give me titty twisters on Mexican television, and that it'd be okay, and it wouldn't be like weird. I'm like, I'm getting a titty twister from Laparca on TV. This is great. I think I had that exact same one, Triple I, back to our massage guns, but I broke it.
Ooh. Or what?
Yeah.
How do you
I
break a
use it a
massage
lot.
gun?
Triple I breaks
Oh.
one a week, but he's
I-
not for massages.
It gets used here and there. You know.
Hey, Titus, oh my God, Triple I and Marty are bromates. Oh shit.
Yeah. This is
Hold
the
on.
high. This is the high impact one. All right.
It's only the first 30 seconds, Titus. Marty will figure it out. Give it about 5 or 10 minutes. He'll figure it out.
Oh, it feels good.
All right, Triple I. It's been a while since we've had your own intro. So
Yeah. Why'd you take it away from me?
because you were showing up on the show on time every week.
'Cause that's why we can't have nice things. Is because you're here.
So I do something
Oh.
right. I show up on time, and you penalize me.
In a way, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's how
All
it works.
right.
Time.
I see.
On time. I gotta leave in 20 minutes, and I've been here for an hour and a half. What kind of on time are you talking about?
I'm in a bowling league.
It's mass hole time.
All right, Triple I, let's go.
Well, for you, Marty, everyone on Twitch, everyone on the stream, everyone on the chatcast, everyone around the world, and everyone who's new, whether you know it or not, I am the one and only Infinite Indian Inspiration
Wow.
Triple I. And no matter what
Let me
happens,
know when he's done.
I'm not done yet. No matter what happens, what is said, right, wrong, or indifferent, one thing you must remember, and remember only,
Bring it out. There it is.
it's all on you. Hummus and everything. It's always on you, never on me. Remember that, recognize that. All on.
Somebody do a hand signal when he's done talking.
I think he's good. I think he's good.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
What's all on me?
Well,
That's open-ended
Triple
question.
I, explain. Please
Yes.
explain yourself. Since you're here, you
I
have
don't
to
know
explain.
if I. Okay, yeah, go ahead. This will be fun.
it was when we first started the stream. So I came up with the catchphrase. So that was my catchphrase, and then I tried to write it down, and I've had this this actual piece of paper. I have not changed it or anything for a year and a half now, and I've used it as a bib and a napkin as well. So there's chocolate hummus on here. There's some fruit. There's some fruit stains, some strawberry stains down here as well. Oh, this is classic.
Memories on there.
Placemat for you.
I will autograph this and auction this off for whoever wants it as well. This is money right here. Money.
No, we need to make sure that not the wrong people get hold of that because that has your DNA on it, and they could clone you. And fucking God forbid someone clone.
That's my point. You get to clone Law. That's priceless right there. You are welcome.
If you pay me $20, I'll take it and light it on fire.
Truck's about to leave.
We have enough forest fires going on right now. We don't need any more. Anything on fire.
Oh, God.
He tried to offer us 2 bits.
Offering
Now,
2
like
bits.
now 2 Twitch bits are like 20 or like 25 cents. Old school bits.
All right, Triple I, do you have any questions for Marty?
Twitch bits are expensive, yo. Just saying.
Yeah.
It's gonna cost him $6 for the 2 bits.
Facts.
Well, I'm sure you guys have asked a bunch of questions already. So my apologies if it's redundant or not. But I did think of something. So you mentioned titty twisters earlier when I first came on the show.
Is that really the one thing that you're fucking thinking of right now?
It leads to a segue. I wasn't done yet.
I kind of want to find it.
So you got a titty twister, and those can be painful. So, yes. And I know from experience because that's happened to me as well. So,
I'm sure it has.
Absolutely. But with that being said, speaking of painful, I'm assuming you've suffered more, painful, maneuvers or matchups or whatever it is in your wrestling career. What's been the most toughest opponent you've ever been in the ring with? Who you have been in the ring with?
You got that question out of titty twisters?
I like to be interesting and just find the different segues for it. Yeah. I like to have stories behind everything.
God almighty.
I went from titty twister to the toughest opponent.
Speaking of titty twisters, who was your toughest opponent?
The tease match. T and titty twister to tough. To the T's, triple T.
There is a T in there. There's a T in there.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if you've been titty twisted, but when a titty twister hits you, it's good. It hurts, okay? It's painful. May have been the most painful thing I've ever had in my wrestling career.
I believe
titty
it.
Twisters hurt. Free the nipple. I think I had one of the most bloody match I've ever had was with Pentagon. It was Ultima Lucha 4. We used glass. We used tables. I used a barbed wire spike. I tried to light the guy on fire. It just wouldn't light. So who's the toughest guy? I fought a lot of tough guys, but I feel like he's had the most opportunity to use the more amount of things to try to hurt me with. So I'm going to go with Penta.
Wow.
He's just had more opportunity. I've wrestled him in enough matches that are more hardcore than I think there's a different toughness between a Phoenix and a Pentagon.
Don't mind me. I'm just over here laughing and marking out to myself because I was riding around in my truck listening to Zero Miro today on my stereo in my truck, and now we're talking about you wrestling Pentagon. So yeah, don't mind me.
It was Ultimate Lucha. There was the very last episode of Lucha Underground, and when it went downhill right before I got thrown through a pane of glass.
Oh God!
And I still have a
Shane
scar.
McMahon style with Kurt Angle, like that style.
I still have a scar on my hand.
I see it. Yeah, I see that.
Where like I went through the glass. I put my hand on the ground, and then there's a piece of glass I was sticking up. And went in. Then I I went through the glass. I checked all my extremities. I'm like, okay, I'm not like gushing blood out of my jugular. Oh, that's a lot of blood. And I pulled it out of my hand, and then the blood happened. And then I had never done glass before. Don't really want to again. But that I think I'm gonna stick with Penta as my answer to your question.
Oh, I'm watching the highlights of that match right now. Oh.
There's a lot of blood. I lost a lot of blood.
Yeah, you're bleeding pretty good.
I guess to piggyback off of that, I had a question. As you know, you wrestled in Mexico and AAA and Rey Mysterio and Phoenix and Penta, and communication is key when you're in the ring, especially when you're dealing with glass and weapons and things. Is there a language barrier that you have to kind of mediate through other places, or is it just kind of you figure out how to communicate?
That's a really
because
good
that's
question.
a safety thing at this point. Like you're dealing with people breaking glass, and yeah.
Well, in any language, going through glass kind of just sucks balls.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%.
But there's definitely a language barrier, but also we definitely just figured it out depending on how, like who would speak a little bit of English. I spoke a little bit of Spanish. So it was this jungled up conversation stuff. Spanglish, yeah. I remember I was wrestling Sexy Star, and I'm like, I have an idea. You should hit the ropes. No, just kidding. No clothes. Don't hit the ropes. Then we're going to do this. And so I kept screaming, no ropas, no ropas, no ropas. Well, ropas is clothes. And so I just kept saying,
oh, shit.
See? I just kept saying, no clothes, no clothes. She's like, I think he's saying it wrong. Like, there was some communication there, but we figured out, don't do this. I'm just going to do this. Punch you in the face. So there's definitely language barriers, but we also found ways around it. And there's also a good language, an international language called wrestling in the ring that everyone can always figure something out.
Oh, I just saw you go through the glass.
So, to go off of what Sunday said, so to piggyback off of that and off of my original question, so obviously your toughest matchup was with Penta and that hardcore match, obviously. After you see yourself, you're in the match, you're right there in front of the crowd. And I think I know the answer, but I'm going to ask anyways. You go through this pane of glass and you have other weapons being used against you, and you see you're gushing blood and you're probably in a lot of pain at that point. What drives you to continue going through to the match, like to finish the match? And I know the adrenaline is probably the answer, but I'm just curious if it's anything else or just what is it that just musters you to just keep going forward? Because some wrestlers, honestly, they may not be able to continue the match of no fault of their own, but you did. So I'm just curious.
The people, man, you're there to tell a story. That's your whole job as professional wrestlers. You're there to tell a story. So when you can't hear yourself think because the crowd is too loud telling you they're enjoying the shit out of the story you're telling, man, that gets you through some stuff. And then I got you where I want you. How long can I play with you and keep you up here before you start going down here? That's what keeps you, because when you go through something like that, hopefully you've done it right so that people are invested and they're going insane. And they're in shock. They're in awe. They're invested in this and not looking at their cell phones. And being able to control the reactions of thousands of people is insane. Now that we got you here, because we did this probably stupid spot, how long can we keep you so excited you're jumping out of your seat before we're like, okay, we can't do anything more. Let's just take this home and go have some beers. We've told the story that needs to be told, and we've hit our climax. The story is over. Let's go.
Wrestling is foreplay, man.
I say this in my seminar. It's just sex. It's all sex. It's just foreplay, playing with the crowd, and then when we're ready, when we hear them, oh my gosh.
Oh, yes.
Finish the rest.
Oh,
yes.
no.
Comes. Oh, here it comes.
What?
Oh, I thought you were. I'm excited now. What's something's
He's
happening?
not wearing pants. We know that.
How'd you know?
Because you've been on this podcast for a year. That's how we know.
Yeah,
Who said I'm wearing pants? Who said I'm wearing pants?
You're the guest. You can do whatever you want. We have to.
Right.
Deal
We
with
have
him
so
every
much in
single
common.
week.
This is amazing.
Things I never thought would happen. The Undertaker loses
You're gonna make him hang up.
WrestleMania, and
Jesus.
Triple I has things in common with Marty.
Dun dun dun.
Boy. Triple I, do you have anything else for him?
If you could
Run,
shoot,
Marty.
huh? If
Nothing. I was reading your chat. I'm sorry. I was reading your chat.
I got to catch up on the chat too. I haven't read it yet. They're not important though. You are. So but with that being said, I'll stick. My last question. I'll stick on the hardcore theme right here. If you could have it's a two-part question. If you could tag with someone in a hardcore match, and have someone as the opponent as well, past or present, who would it be?
Like past or present.
So who would he tag with, and who would he fight?
Yeah, and because you just talked about how it's all about telling a story. It's all about telling a story and delivering that story. So who could you deliver the best story with when it comes to, let's say, a hardcore match, whether you're tagging with them or against them?
I've heard a lot of people talk about Jon Moxley and me, and I think that I think he should be in the match, whether it be on my side or against. I feel like my life would be longer if he was on my side. But the matches the matches that you're like, man, that probably took a couple of days off my life. Those usually are the ones on the internet that go nuts. So that the people are most excited about and that remember. For like, hey guys, I remember this match. I'm like, oh yeah, so does this. So I'd have to say Moxley has to be in there. I almost want to say Chris Jericho, just because I feel like he could tell the story. John could do that as well. But Chris Jericho could make it important with one particular thing rather just. I hate, like, there's a game coming out called Deathmatch Wrestling or something. Where I hate in hardcore wrestling where you just hit each other to hit each other with something. Like, make it important that I'm about to take a light bulb to your head or a light tube or a chair or a baseball bat or whatever hardcore thing we're doing. Make everything important. If I hit you with something 19 times, it doesn't look as cool the 20th. So I feel like Chris Jericho can make a fun story. Where we don't have to kill ourselves. Jon Moxley would be fun. See, I don't know which one's going to be on my team and which one I would go against. Fourth one. Who are some hardcore guys?
Nick Cage or Nick Gage.
Yep.
Let's not even say it's a tag team. Let's just say it's like a fatal four-way type of hardcore match like that. Not necessarily on your team, but like, what kind of fantasy match is that for you?
That would be awesome. Right now, even just that three-way would be really fun.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there'd be less of a hardcore aspect to it. But, like, I think Moxley had a great match. I know the end didn't finish the way some people liked, but the exploding barbed wire stuff.
Yeah.
I thought that told a great story. In that match, like I feel like that could be awesome. So Moxley, Jericho. I'm trying to think of like a hardcore legend that I would really love to tag with.
Foley
like
or
Dreamer
Funk?
would be fun. I was thinking Dreamer because Dreamer is so fun.
The Dreamer would be
Dreamer,
a good pick.
yeah. I'm tight with Dreamer, so that would just be really fun to do. So I think we're gonna go Dreamer or Sabu. Sabu I'd be fun with as well.
Oh, good God, that's a different level right there.
You know what's great? If you go back on Peacock or whatever, and you watch the network, watch the first couple episodes of Nitro ever. Like I think the second and third, and Sabu is in WCW for like a cup of coffee, and he's going through tables and stuff in like '95, and they're just like, "What is this? He's insane."
Well, that's what they said about McFoley 4 years earlier and let him go to WWE. Like, what's he doing? This elbow drop off the apron to the concrete floor.
If you think about '95, like when Nitro started, it was like the front half was luchadors and cruiserweights, and the back half was Hulk Hogan. And that was basically it. It was Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan in the second hour. So to have Sabu on there, it was like, oh, this dude goes through tables and hits people. Like he was only on there 2 weeks and then he got released. But it was weird to see, knowing the Attitude Era is coming, to see him in '95 in WCW. You're like, wow, this is out of place.
But ECW made a home for it.
Hell yeah.
And they changed the wrestling game.
So, speaking of ECW and stuff, and you talked about Phoenix earlier, there was a spot last in All Out where he jumps off the top of that cage, and that's crazy. And you talked about it earlier, like that's stupid. Like, what are you going to do next? And people have talked about like how those crazy spots are ruining it a little bit because, you know, what do you do to top it and things like that. Is there any spot that you've seen in a match where you're like, I would do that? Absolutely no way in hell. And I'm not talking like the absolute crazy crap where you got to be a little bit, you know, not right up there to do, like getting thrown off the top of a Hell in Cell or something like that. But like, is there anything you've seen where you're like, nope, not doing that? Like Shane McMahon jumping through a table off the top of the Hell in a Cell, for instance. Like he jumped, like Foley was thrown. That's different. That's because you could miss and everything, but he jumped. Like, is there anything where you're like, nope, not doing that?
Not really, to be honest. Like, I feel like you're doing something like that, people remember that. You just brought up like 3 different falls from like that. All they had to do was let go and pray. And they're remembered forever. And I love doing things that people would remember. So I've not seen a spot that like, no, I wouldn't do that. Like there's some hardcore stuff like where you're just like stabbing people. I don't really
I'm not talking like New Jack stuff where he's, you know, laying people open in the head or anything. Like
I didn't want to do that.
Like the like ECW, for example, back in the day, like when people were jumping from the balcony through tables.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
Sounds like fun.
It sounds like fun.
I'm not a heights guy, so that would freak me out. Like
me neither. So jump, you get down faster.
That's the problem. It's not jumping that's scary. It's landing.
It's that immediate stopping part. The falling part is
ask Marky and Johnny about flying to Colorado when we went out for Milestone. Yeah, they love heights.
Yeah, I'm
talk about that.
Fucking good with flying. Thank you. Oh
wait,
no,
do it again.
I gotta do it again in October. Yeah, I'm so looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Marty, I have a question for you real quick.
I had to fly. I've been flying a lot in my career, so that I don't have a choice but to love flying.
Yeah. Marky, you were saying?
Yeah, real quick. So I just want to ask this question. I wanted to ask this question a long time ago, but I forgot we went past it. Your ringtone on your phone is fantastic. It's Power
I heard
Rangers.
that. I heard that.
Who is your favorite? This question has been going in chat for the last like 50. Who is your favorite Power Ranger? Power Rangers is one of my favorite shows from my childhood. I love it. I adore it. Who is your favorite Power Ranger? It's been asked many times.
Can't I put a message in chat here? Is there a chat I could put a link in here so you guys can see?
You just put it right in the chat if you want. Yeah, go right ahead.
Oh yeah.
He's being a Power Rangers guy. I can only imagine because there was a certain Power Ranger that flirted with UFC for a while and actually probably still fights mixed martial arts. That he could actually fight if he wanted to.
Heel Kevin told me that there's a current Power Ranger, like an all Blue Ranger or something, that's coming and fighting a Red Ranger or something in Utah. And Heel Kevin is at the point that the Red Ranger, he says, is the best Ranger of all time. I think the Red Ranger was an awesome Ranger, but the Green Ranger was the best Ranger of all time, without a doubt.
Time.
Had the coolest sword, the coolest sword, kicked everybody's ass. Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and the Dragon Dagger.
I had the Dragon Dagger. I got it for my 9th birthday.
See, I had the OG one when it originally came out. Yeah. So I wanted, when I was a Green Ranger, I had to buy 2 because they didn't have Green Ranger coins they would sell. So I had to break one, but steal the coin out so I could have a coin for my Morpher for my Green Ranger costume. But what I was trying to show you is I have pictures. I'm trying to find a picture of my last AEW appearance. There's literally my gear is the shield, the Green Ranger shield. Essentially, it's based off of the Power Ranger Green Ranger shield.
Yeah, the gold triangle. It
was the best. The diamond in the center, and
he was the only guy when I was like 7 or 8 years old. Man, he gave me anxiety for 5 episodes. Man, he took out Alpha 5 and Zordon, and we didn't know what was going on, man.
All I knew as well is that my first crush in my entire life fell hard for him. Pink Ranger, and he
Pink
got
Ranger.
her.
Amy Jo Johnson.
Yeah.
Yes, didn't age as well as Jennifer Aniston, but still looked beautiful.
Yeah, but she's good on Flashpoint.
Oh.
All right. Coastal, do we have any more questions?
Dragon's Road had a drill bit for a tail. That's it.
Yeah, you did.
And it was awesome. I
Wait,
have
don't have
you
the
never told me what your-
missiles in mind, but it still plays the music and all that. I just don't have the missiles that go in it.
Marky,
Yeah, the
are you all
one where you
set?
make that. Yeah.
You all set? Triple I, you all set? And Sunday, you all set?
Yep.
All right. We're going to give probably about another 10 minutes or so to chat, 10 to 15 minutes. If you guys want to ask any questions to Marty, you can do it in chat or you can do it in Discord. I will keep my eye on the Discord as well. You're only allowed in Discord if you're a subscriber. So if you're a subscriber and you want to hop onto the show and ask a question in person to Marty, you can go right ahead and jump into the waiting list of the Discord voice channels.
I actually have 5 more minutes and then I gotta roll.
Okay, 5
Sorry, it's
more
been
minutes.
2 hours. It's been 2 hours, brothers.
Yeah.
Sorry, my friends.
We appreciate it.
For just being here and having a blast with us for a couple hours, man. Chewing the fat, having a good time.
You're damn right. And apparently somebody's gonna be adding me to play Apex with me, right, Sunday?
Yes.
Who's your main?
Lately Octane.
Octane. I love that because I don't use him ever.
Marky, do you want to throw the Discord link in real quick? I think Heel
Yep.
Kevin wants
I
in.
just saw that.
Heel
Yeah,
Kevin's
give me
gonna
a
come
second.
in here and talk about how much the Red Ranger is the best Power Ranger ever. We've been
Why?
having
Because
this
he beat the
argument.
Green Ranger in that fight. He didn't beat the real Green Ranger in that fight. That was Rita's evil Green Ranger. That was not real Tommy.
He
was
didn't
not
even
himself.
beat him in the little fight they had in like episode 2 when they had the thing in the juice bar there when they were having a
this
little
is great.
sparring match. Yeah.
Oh, this is great. Yes, bring him in. Let's watch this fight happen. Because he said that the Green Ranger got beat more than the Red Ranger when they fought each other.
That's
He
not
has
true.
He has statistics. I don't know. If you say something confidently enough, you can convince a lot of people.
Take it, team. Make it.
Unrelated to wrestling, Marty, are you a fan of Dragon Ball Z, and who's your favorite character? I have not seen any of Dragon Ball Z ever, unfortunately. I assume my favorite character is that guy in orange. That's somebody, right?
That's the Discord link right
Goku,
there.
yeah. Because I'm one of my favorites is Superman. I always see Superman versus Goku in everything. So no, I am a superhero person though. So I'm like a Marvel and DC guy rather than a anime or a Dragon Ball Z fan. So I'm all about like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like I'm gonna go play through the Spider-Man games and the Avengers games, the story mode games on my stream. Check it out at martycasaus.com. I'm stoked about like the Suicide Squad that came out. John Cena was awesome. So all those movies, all those superhero movies, oof, give them to me. I'm actually stoked about this Batman movie with the kid from the Vampire show.
Was it Robin Pattinson or something like that?
There we go. There it is. Yeah, he's gonna be the new Batman. I'm stoked for that.
Yeah.
All right, we have Heel Kevin in.
Oh, great.
Hi, Marty.
Hey, Kevin, how you doing?
My question for you is, what makes the Green Ranger better?
He had the coolest Zord.
Wrong.
Start.
Wrong.
He had the coolest Zord. He looked
Wrong.
the coolest. He had the coolest hair. He kicked the Red
Wrong.
Ranger's ass every single time, all the time. He got Kimberly in the end. He's the only one still doing Power Rangers right now and has a current movie coming out. Need I say more?
Yes.
Okay, so
Okay, I'll
realize
help back this up.
The Red Ranger is part of the Megazord. Part of the Dragon Zord stands by itself.
And the Dragon Zord had a drill bit for a tail and nothing else.
As opposed
Except he
to
had
missiles
he
that
had
fired out of
rockets
its
that
chest?
shot out of his fingers.
Oh, the missiles that shot out of his fingertips that always missed.
yeah, they shoot like every single bad guy.
Miss.
Always missed.
And there was a
Green
battle
Ranger
between the
almost
Dragon
crippled
Zord
the
and
entire Power Rangers. He killed Zordon. He took over Alpha 5. Like he almost.
And Jason, look, I get the Kimberly argument. This is an ass-kicking contest, not an ass-getting contest. Totally, completely different arguments.
No, this is
But
an
Jason
awesome
is the
ass
only
contest,
person-
and
Jason
both of
is
those
the
are
only-
parts of the awesome contest.
Jason is the only person to beat Tommy, and he did it twice. Now, let me ask you guys this question really quick. First off, thanks for allowing me to come on your show. I truly appreciate it. Marty, you know I love you, brother. But how many battles have the Power Rangers won without the Green Ranger? A bunch. How many have they won without the Red Ranger? None. How many seasons of Rangers don't have a Green Ranger? A bunch. How many don't have a Red Ranger? None.
Red's the primary color.
Guys, I've been watching your stream the entire time. You guys have a fantastic show. I just wanted to come rib Marty a little bit. You guys have a fantastic show. This is my first time watching it. So thanks for letting me come on for a sec.
Thank you, Heel Kevin. Greatly
Thanks, man.
appreciate the kind words,
Thanks
buddy.
for coming, dude. Good shit.
Absolutely. Marty, I actually want to talk to you about making you a Power Ranger belt. So we're going to talk a little later.
Let's do. Hey, go get better at Apex.
Hey, I'm awesome at Apex. You're the one who loses all the time.
I literally carry you and Sledge all day. Literally, my back hurts. That's when my back hurts from carrying you guys through Apex.
That's because
He's
Sledge
already
is
got
dog,
a bad back.
that's because Sledge is dog water. But look, you're on their show. I don't want to be that guy. So thank you guys. I'll be watching. Fantastic show, guys.
Thank you.
bud.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joe Kevin.
He fucking said dog water. He's dog water. That's a new one. I never heard that.
He's PC friendly. He runs his show as well. I was on his show, I think, a month ago. Kevin show he's a belt maker. So you said you were talking about belts. He's a belt maker. And he's making this sick
I
Power
love
Rangers
belts.
belt.
Oh, okay.
He's making this sick Power Ranger belt. And I just don't know how people do that. I'm not. I can play video games, but I don't know how people really like build belts. I could build houses, but I can't build belts.
Oh
like, I
boy,
don't know
here
how.
we go. Oh boy.
Oh shit! It's Titus.
Crafting
It's
house.
Titus. Here we go.
Hey,
Look,
brother.
what's going on, brother? How you doing?
Oh, I'm much better now that I'm hearing your voice.
Look, I can't let this go on without giving some props to Marty because this is one of the greatest dudes in pro wrestling. When I used to work out in California, I worked at this promotion. We'll keep that nameless.
Yep.
They had a tough enough triple threat match. You had Eric Watts, had AJ, and then they had had Marty. The other two guys totally blew off everybody in the entire locker room. He really didn't talk to anybody, big timed him. Marty Casaus made sure he saw and spoke to every single person in that locker room. Was genuine, one of the best dudes. If there's a promoter, book this guy. He is the best unsigned talent in the entire country.
Couldn't agree more.
Agent,
right
baby.
there.
Free agent, baby. Thank you, Titus. You
Just
don't
wanted
listen to him. I'm an
I just
asshole.
want- I just wanted to pop in. You guys doing a great show. Love you, Marty. Look forward to seeing you end of next month. All right.
You got a
Am I
question?
seeing you at Shocktober? Am I seeing that Shocktober?
Of course, brother.
He is the voice of Rocky Mountain Pro.
Oh, just making sure. Just making sure. People that I know, he's a wanted man. People all around the world want Titus. Just want to make sure he cleared his schedule.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll be there, my friend.
All right.
All right. Thanks. I'll pop off. Let some of the other guys hop in. Marty, take care. We'll talk soon.
Later, brother. See you soon.
Later, Titus.
Later, Titus.
Hey, Titus.
All right, we are like maybe 30 seconds away from already having to leave, so.
Yeah, I usually do an hour, but we were just chilling, having fun, y'all. So
This
I
show's
appreciate the fun.
typically about 2.5 hours anyway, so I mean.
Oh, you didn't tell
it's
me
about
that,
average
Johnny.
for us. What's that?
You didn't tell me that, Johnny.
It's okay. Joanne doesn't tell us a lot of stuff sometimes.
Yeah,
She's used to it.
We find out
happens.
minutes before
It happens.
usually.
Yeah.
Well, he forgot to tell Triple I what time the show starts.
Oh,
No, we
I know
told
what time
him.
it is.
That's just that's how he tells time.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Albuquerque
it's
beat.
He's on
Different
Indian
in
time. It's hard.
Yeah.
How are the dogs?
How are the dogs? The dogs are fantastical. One is still blind as hell. Actually, my dog got sick today, and I don't know why. I think I forgot to actually feed him today. So he probably could be better. But he still got sick and got sick and puked. So I'm a little bit worried about that. I am going to go feed my dog right now, actually, because that just reminded me. But they're great. My dogs are great. I am right now remodeling my house, and so my blind dog like runs into a lot of stuff because he learns how a setup is, and then I'll move everything around on him. Dog.
Oh, there
No,
he
you're
is.
the one that I can see. Hey, come here. Come here. This is my Brutus. This is
Oh,
my
he's a
boy.
good puppy.
Oh, good boy.
He's got
Good
those
boy.
he's got some eyes that if he wants to beg, he's really good at it, and usually gets anything he damn well pleases. Huh? Are you spoiled?
My dog.
Except
My
for
dog
food
does
today.
the same thing. She's got except for food today. Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, except for food. Yeah, that's just me being a horrible dad dog. I'm just kidding. I think I fed you. I'm gonna feed you anyway. Do you want extra food, buddy?
If it's like my dog, he'll let you know if you have not fed him.
My dog always tells me I haven't fed him. He always tells me you haven't fed me in weeks, and I'm like, I just got done feeding you minutes ago.
You just ate. Stop begging.
Right? And it's like a race. So I usually feed him right at 8 and right at 8. And by 8:02, usually they're both done and like in the bed sleeping. Like
They're like hobbits. It's the pre-food nap, post-food nap, pre-walk nap, post-walk nap.
oh man, what it'd be to be a dog, huh? I love naps.
Oh yeah.
Right?
I do too. Oh.
Naps. I was thinking about this and then I was thinking about people and somehow people believe like when you pass away you turn like reincarnation. I'm like, okay, so if you're a dog, you just sit there and you get food all day, you get massages all day, and you get to sleep all day. That sounds pretty awesome.
Like I'm in. I'm with you.
Right? I like all of that. Massages, food, naps. I love all of that.
And peeing and pooping.
That just comes with it.
Yeah, there's eyes. I was
Yeah,
wondering
there he
that.
is. Right on time.
You almost got through a good, wholesome
We were
moment.
having a good moment, and there he is.
All
I was
right.
just adding some statements. That's all.
We will let Marty go. I know he's working overtime tonight, so
Thank you very much,
Marty,
Marty.
thank you.
Thank
we
you.
definitely appreciate
Absolutely, buddy. Thank you
him
very much for
being
coming
here.
on.
This is
Do you
fantastic.
want to plug in your Twitch channel? Actually, I will shout you out right now on the stream
Whoop, whoop.
for your Twitch channel. But for Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff, you want to shout that out?
Por favor, sure. Thanks for having me on, guys. All of my stuff is at martincasaus.com or on any social media at Martin Casaus. It has a blue check on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So if it's not the one with the blue check, you're on the wrong profile. There's been a lot of fakes.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Have fun. I
Why
do
does
stream Monday
Albuquerque
through
keep saying
Friday.
Cashew?
Cashew. Oh, because okay, my last name. My name is Martin Casaus. Taz got it right at AEW. I go to AAA because it's a Mexican name, so I go to Mexico. I'm like, they're gonna nail my name. Everyone always says Casaus. That Casaus is my actual name. That's how you actually say it. But they say Casaus, Casus, Cassius. I thought when I go to Mexico, since it's a Mexican name, they'd get it right. I'm like, I'm sweet. So I get on the top turnbuckle and I throw my arms up like Martin Cashew. I'm like, what the? I was all excited and they botched it. And it was like, it was very apparent because I just didn't care anymore. I was like, what the hell? Guys, I don't know where you are because there's millions of you here. Not millions, but there was tons of people there. But I couldn't see a sea of people. and they couldn't get my freaking name right. So my name's Casaus. It rhymes with house. Like you're in the house of Casaus when you're on my stream. Go to martincasaus.com or twitch.tv/Martin Casaus. I'm on stream Monday through Friday. Usually I do my workouts in the morning, and then Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I play games. A lot of times with the community. October is coming up, so I'm going to be playing a lot of Dead by Daylight and Back 4 Blood. Maybe we could play with some of the guys here. The 20th, 8 days away, I'm actually doing a stream anniversary because it's my 3 years stream anniversary, as well as my lovely wife's of 3 months birthday. So we're going to combine those streams and pretty much just get crazy that day. So September 20th at twitch.tv/Martin Casaus. Come play with us.
And do we have any dates? Are you booked for any events going forward from now until, let's say, like the end of October?
Yes, in a few weeks, I am going to go to Las Vegas for Versus. I'm going to be wrestling Mil Muertes and Christy James. I'm going to be tag teaming against them with my sister Mariposa from Lucha Underground. The next day, this is at Vegas at a place called Unicon. And the next day, I'm wrestling a guy named Colt Cabana. Colt Boom Boom Cabana.
Boom, boom. Boom, boom.
So
Colt
this will be
Cabana.
my second time wrestling him. The first time I wrestled him was at an FCW trout. He drew a mask and said he was Dan Severn. He drew a mustache on and said he was Dan Severn. So this will be my second time wrestling Colt Cabana, but maybe my first time actually wrestling Colt Cabana. After that, it's on my calendar. I have to check my calendar.
Yeah.
But that's in a couple weeks.
We know that you're going to Rocky Mountain Pro and Shocktober at the end of October.
That's correct. I'm also wrestling Ring of Honor's Sledge. They're having a big pay-per-view today. I'm going to wrestle him again at Rocky Mountain Pro. I wrestled him in Salt Lake City, Utah, the week that I got married. And the guy that is my friend is also an asshole and faked a leg injury during the match. And so I felt bad for him, and he took advantage of that. So I'm going to make sure I bust his kneecap at Rocky Mountain Pro.
No faking this time.
As a friend. With all love and care, I will gladly break his kneecap. So,
With all due respect, I will cripple you.
yeah, respectfully. So, yes, I got a few matches coming up, and in 2 weeks, I can announce the news that I really want to announce, but I can't because of non-disclosure stuff. But it involves Twitch, it involves video games, and I'm super excited about it. And it involves Rob Van Dam. I'm excited, and I can't say it here yet without getting in trouble. So stay tuned and go to Martin Casaus on everything and find out.
Kayfabe still exists over here, buddy.
Yeah.
Still real to us,
Still real to us, damn it.
Damn it.
Yeah.
See, but like, I want to tell everything. Like, guys, this is happening. This is happening. This is happening.
So you could say it in
This is exciting.
You could say it in a different language, and we could like translate it.
Non-disclosure.
He has a non-disclosure, maybe in the English language.
It doesn't say just in English.
I mean, with a shot.
This is why we don't tell you anything, Triple I.
Or you could just like put out like clues to solve a puzzle, and we could solve it for you.
Okay, it's going to be. This is the reason I'm going to go to New Hampshire. It's going to be in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, it's going to be the last week of this month. After my 20th stream, which is a stream anniversary, watch the last week of my social medias, and you'll see the big news that I can announce because it's going to be a big announcement, and I'm excited as hell for it. So there's a hint.
Check that out.
There's a clue. Check it out. Ooh, it's
That's very close by to us.
Yeah,
Very close to us. So we're going to be checking that out with bated breath and waiting to see what's up. So yeah.
Okay, beautiful. Because it has to do with Twitch, and it has to do with games, and it has to do with I can't say anymore. Oh my god, I just keep wanting to. I have to go.
Yes, go, Marty, go.
Don't forget to feed your dog, though.
Yes, I'm gonna go feed my dog. Thanks for having me, guys.
Absolutely,
Thank you.
Marty.
Thank you
What a
so
pleasure.
much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marty.
Later, chat.